Hi guys. So the election is tomorrow. Today is the 2nd. Hopefully I'll get this video out today. If not, I'll put it out in the morning. I'm sure we'll all be sitting around still having to wait for most of the day tomorrow before things start happening. So I have a card here that was shown to me in a dream and actually persistently showed to me for quite a while, in and out of this sort of dream state. So I'm gonna flip this card and show you, and also I want to do a read on it. So I want to throw some more cards on it to get more of a story, but you'll, when I show, I don't know why I'm being all suspenseful about this, but you'll see when I flip it that it makes a lot of sense for us, okay? For this election, which I'm sure it's about. But I wanted to first say thank you so much to Kim at Intuit View for the shout out. That was so sweet and I feel so honored. I'm such a fan of hers and I think she does such a great job, not only just being like such a nice person and recommending different channels, and I'm so honored that I got put in the, the group, but she's so good at her readings, at her her readings of, she doesn't use cards, but she reads on the energies and her guides, sort of, trying to let her know what's up and then letting us know what's up. And even to the, I think she's so good that when I get something in one of my reads and then I listen to her and she got sort of the same thing, I'm like, it's almost as validating as if it actually happened. Like, well, if Kim said it, oh my God, I was definitely on, in that read. So, so that was really cool. And thank you to Diane. She said that Diane had sort of recommended me to her. So thank you so much. And thank you to so many of you who I know say such nice, encouraging things on my channel. And I think maybe it's the same Diane. It's so funny because I've chatted with like 3 different Dianes this week. So maybe it's this same Diane was kind of asking me more about my process and what tools I use and how I sort of came to be here doing readings. And I'm, maybe I'll do, I actually did add a little bit to my story. So if you want to read in the notes, I mean, just a little more, just if you're interested. But I could also talk a little bit. Maybe, I don't know I can't decide if I should just do a separate video or just say a little bit. Maybe I should do a separate video on that. So let's look at the card and then we'll do a read on this card. So I'll tell you first something very funny after I finish talking about Kim at Intuit View. She was the one showing me this card in my dream, okay? I'm not saying that she actually, like astral traveled to my dream or something, but by any means, I think it's just because she had mentioned me and maybe she was in my mind, and she has that nice soft voice and she was sort of talking in my dream and showing me this card. And I said I was shown the card, but it was like I was shown, but I couldn't see. But the number 12 kept coming. So 12, 12, 12. Until I finally just wrote it down. And I was hoping, I wasn't even sure which card is number 12. And I was kind of hoping for temperance because I thought it was like a temperance-like card. And what it is the Hanged Man. And I think that it's sort of, if you know, the Hanged Man is a card of, I think it's basically saying we might be hanging around for a little while. This might be the lesson that we need to hear right now. Oh, and also if it wasn't clear, yeah, I do sometimes get what I think are little messages in dreams. And so I've always been sort of a dream analyzer as well. And lately I've been having a lot of tarot dreams and just getting more phrases and words. I'll tell you that as I started reading more, a lot of these, a lot of things have heightened for me. So it's that practice thing. And that's what encourages me to keep going, because if I start trying tarot, and then I start having more dreams, and there's an encouragement that I feel from the other side. Or I get general feelings of energy. Some of the energy feelings I get is like heat in my head, if you've ever heard me say that. Or, the classic chills. Or sometimes I get like a swirl a swirl at the and I've seen other readers do this where they go, whoa, I just felt like a little energy jolt. And so, you know, it just starts to be more and more validating that you're on the right track and that you're connecting. So anyway, so yeah, the message of this is certainly that we need to be patient and that we might be hanging around for a little while. So what I want to do here is just get more on this. So my goodness, okay, let's get into this. So the question being why do we have to wait? What will happen during the waiting? The waiting is, okay, we've got the Hermit, which I take very much as the counting of the ballots, crossed by the Lover's card, which I take as the votes. These the Lovers is a commitment, a dedication. So I take this as counting the committed votes. This is what we want to do. We do have the Justice card covering. That seems positive. We do have at the base, why do things have to go to the justices? Because someone doesn't want to accept the results. So there's that. And you know, so I just feel covering all of this. Why are we waiting? Because things maybe have to go through all of this. I've heard there's lawyers on deck and this and that, and that this might become one of those kinds of, I guess, elections that Trump might try to just do everything he can with lawyers. And I think I've even heard theories of where he will try to hold things up with lawyers and law stuff. Sort of as a ploy and a way to stay longer. I don't know, God. Just keep praying. Keep praying for this to be over with soon and just for justice to come and for all the votes to be fairly counted. You know, it really doesn't do us good to... A lot of the Hanged Man is like, it doesn't do you a lot of good to get stressed out. You see that Zen sun around his head. So it's like, we have to be like this. We just have to be like this and keep praying and seeing the light at the end of this. I do see this Fool card here and a Nine of Pentacles here. So I take this Fool to be us going and voting. Now, I don't want you to think that I mean that there's anything foolish about voting. The Fool is just an optimistic and faithful figure, believing in oneself and in the outcome. So that is us. It's a wonderful card, you know, really for the most part. So that's us voting. And I don't like this upside down Nine of Pentacles. In my election reads, I have been reading Pentacles as votes, okay? I don't like that this is votes upside down. I don't like that it's a lot of votes upside down. I don't know what that means, to be honest. I did actually think that it could have to do, like there's even now all these rulings having to come through. Are these votes going to be counted because they were from a drive-through? Or are these votes going to be counted? It's like, I think we might have to be dealing with that. Like when it'll come down to like different rulings on whether or not we're going to count certain votes. It's just so awful because of course they should all be counted. And anyone who's saying if less votes helps you, then you shouldn't be president. You shouldn't be in office. You know, I hope it doesn't imply any funny business. I mean, voter suppression is funny business in itself. But let's just see. I do get down here, this being all the votes. 10 is completion. So it's like, all the votes will come in, and this Wheel of Fortune is, well, first of all, Wheel of Fortune can be like fated and destiny and all of that. But I also think as the votes come in, the wheel will turn, okay? The votes coming in, the more, once we get all the votes, that will help to turn the wheel. So it's sort of like waiting on some of that, okay? Again, the counting of the votes, the Hermit there. And I thought of that saying, like the wheels of justice turn slowly. We've got the wheel, we've got justice, and we've got the Hanged Man. It's kind of saying that. So the hope and fear, the Tower card. And by the way, the fact that I have so many major arcana here, you know, if I'm one person who keeps wanting to believe maybe it'll just be this simple thing and it's over and it's done and we don't have all of this big event happening. Of course it's a big event, but I want it to be the shortest big event. I have, you know, the Fool, Justice, Hermit, Lovers, Tower, Wheel of Fortune, Emperor. I don't know how you get a Hanged Man. I don't know how you get more, you know, major cards. I think, and also in my side stories, all the other majors. So yeah, it might be major, so buckle up. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you end up saying, it was easy, it was harmless, Biden won, it was easy. This final outcome, I'll do this card first. I'm actually happy, even though this card does mean stealing and taking. It's trickery. It's trying to like sort of win one over. You see this guy like winning one over. It feels very Trumpy and those people trying to take it, but it's upside down. That tells me that I think we might be waiting because these people are trying to take it, but they will not, okay? That's what I get. I did look at the cards at the bottom after I did this card, and then I'll get to these also clarifiers in just a minute. So many big energies in this stuff. Okay. So I think it's true what a lot of people are saying, that Trump will declare victory, okay? And it won't be fun. It's this Ten of Swords. This, okay, yeah, so the Ace of Swords would be that declaration of victory, and it will hurt. It will be painful. He will try to claim that. When I see these two together, it's like just this horrible trying to put an end to the election by just proclaiming it. You know, I could try to read this as Trump's end and the victory of Biden coming out. But I am afraid, you know, we are reading on what is going to take so long, and I think that's, you know, and, you know, we are reading on what is this trickery that they're trying to get away with. This would be the stealing of the election. I'm going to announce it and try to put an end to it. This upside down Hierophant. This would also tie into that. I actually think this is Bill Barr. I think we've got what Bill Barr's move is going to be. I think there, you know, might be some bad government behavior here with this upside down Hierophant. Government being, I would assume, the Trumpy, you know, people trying to steal this thing. And maybe Bill Barr. I think that might be Bill Barr trying to do his ace that I feel like he's got in his pocket, trying to do something shady and upside down here, like he did with the Mueller report. But then I do get this Eight of Cups. This is like a walking away from the situation. I sort of feel like this is gonna be their move. And then, but they are gonna, I feel this, take it or leave it, that Bill Barr leaves. They will eventually have to leave the White House. They will, you know, Trump, Barr, they're gonna have to leave, I think. So I do get the King of Cups here, who for me has been Biden, so the Democratic king will get his throne, but I get it with this Five of Pentacles, which is poverty and illness, and the snow also really stuck out to me. We may be looking at inauguration here, but the celebrations are tampered by the state of our country relating to COVID and maybe also an economic situation that is not great. And I think we're honestly exhausted and drained by what we've been through. So it feels more like a relief than a party. Like, okay, let's get to work. Something else that hits me is that I have a 5 here, and I did a reading a few weeks ago about a message I got in a dream. And the message was 5 weeks. And I did the math, and 5 weeks from the day of the dream was 5 days after the election. And I did a whole read on it and felt that Trump would lose 5 days after the election. So I was hoping I'd get a 5 in this read to confirm that. And here is a 5 right next to that Biden card. And I just asked my pendulum, and I did get a yes, that the call will be made within a week for Biden, the official legal call. That's what my pendulum says. I've heard it could take weeks, and I do feel a lot of drama in this read, but maybe it plays out quickly. I really hope so. And because here I finally get, the sunshine cards. We've got this 10 of Cups. This is the Democrats winning, the Democratic win. This 6 of Wands being the win, the triumph. So it's like, I get it here finally. This High Priestess. Yeah, and also within all these like more difficult cards, I feel like, a lot of people have been saying like he will get inaugurated, but it won't be a big thing. And I think that's what I might be seeing here. There's going to be a lot. I've got this now High Priestess and this Death with it. Like, it's going to, like, this thing has to end, this era, this Trumpy time. And that, like, as good and happy as it will be, there's going to be a lot of work to do. It's going to also not just be like a new beginning, but like that will feel like the ending of this awful thing as well. And I did clarifiers on this card, and I got this Ace of Wands, this Emperor, and the 6 of Pentacles. So I feel this to be the ruling. I don't think that the Emperor is Trump here. I think it's like the courts, maybe even that top justice, whatever courts. This is a ruling, and this, oh wait, that wasn't the card, was it? No. This 6 of Pentacles tells me that we will be getting bit by bit, okay, which ties into the what are we waiting on. Little by little, we will get the judgments and the answers, and that's how it will go. And this confirms that for me also at the base of the deck, this 8 of Wands being like different judgments and stories and news, and like, so it'll be sort of one of those periods of time when you're constantly refreshing, your headlines to see if there's any, new news. Oh, God, I am afraid there will be like news about this theft trying to happen. Here's another theft card. I got the theft but upside down, but it's like we're getting the news about maybe like sort of more of a bigger network, and I'm involved in trying to take this, because that's the Magician. So this, the 7 of Swords would be like a sort of a thievery and a stealing. And this does make me feel like we are getting the news on it, but also it's not going to be fun to hear about. This Magician, it can be like kind of a powerful network and all these little tools, right, that the Magician uses. So that could be existing. Maybe there is more that could go on in this attempt. And and the Page of Wands did make me nervous about like hackers, especially with that Magician and the stealing, right? I don't want to put like anything negative out there. Oh, and then of course with this 2 of Wands makes me think like overseas hackers using all these tools, this big network trying to do this. And here we are hearing about it. Oh, exhausting, right? And then there's more anxiety cards here, I'm afraid. But I do feel it as just the anxiety, like going through a battle. It's like as we go to calmer waters, this 6 of Swords, there's pain and anxiety and heartbreak even. And there we finally get to our Three of Cups. Democrats celebrating. And now I feel like we're like going through all this stuff in order to get to our Three of Cups celebrating. This Knight of Pentacles being like the handing over, I think, of the presidency and the celebration. I mean, it's there, but I'm afraid it's there after some anxiety, heartbreak, and trickery. So this bums me out a little bit, only because it's not quite as easy breezy as I hoped I would see. But the Hanged Man, I guess, kind of tells us that. I would say just keep your eye on, like, we've got justice upright here. We've got the ruling that does not allow the stealing. We'll get things bit by bit. You know, the Hermit is wisdom. The Lovers is our commitment and our vote. And we've got our, you know, our votes in, and there's a lot of them, and they will slowly get counted. And the wheel will turn. It's all going to be okay. It just might end up feeling more like the end of a, you know, a difficult, like, uphill mountain climb in a snowstorm. But we will all get through it together, day by day. Maybe I'll try to do a read every day, and I'm sure other readers will as well, and we'll just kind of keep going through this. And, you know, I hope it ends up just being, you know, the Hanged Man says, be zen about it. And I hope that, you know, I hope that there is some toasting or some celebration that we will get on day one. I really hope that. So thanks so much, you guys, and let me know if what you're getting in your reads or what you're hearing in other reads. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks again for your kind words, and thanks for being here, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.